Good afternoon. Rain, more rain. 2 days of rain. Not used to it at all. I'd like to say it was holding in, but everything's holding in nowadays. The leg in particular. Is it a slight improvement? Yes, we're getting slightly better. Just a little bit, and better. Pain. Mind you, they did give me morphine in hospital, and I had been hobbling about in a week or so I didn't do much good. But now I'm resting. I just having to get used to it, I think. There's nothing you can do. You can't walk. Right, okay. So, talk, well, that's it. I'd like to say that in this little downtime that I've been getting on with the sticks, but I've been distracted again. I started clearing things out, and in below the bench there is a bag from a long time ago when I had the lathe and whatnot. And I've had numerous lathes, but the last one in particular I sold off just a year now, a couple of years anyway it would be, and a couple came that night to buy it. I thought it was for the man, but no, it was for the woman, and she ended up buying it that night. So I had a bag of stuff that I'd like to say I turned it all myself, but no, bits and pieces. There's some of it I did turn, some plum and various other things. I've still got bits and pieces, and some cedar and cedar Lebanon and a few other bits, oak, that type of thing. But in amongst it was these ash spindles. I don't know what they were for as such. When I got the lathe, it came in a bag, and whoever had been doing it before me had been turning these and one or two other things. But needless to say, I was clearing it out, and I'd been watching one of these videos on YouTube. The chap had been turning vases, just wooden vases. Very nice, they were a lot plainer than the ones that I did here, or the ones that I finished up anyway. Really just single stem vases. They're putting artificial flowers in, that kind of thing, and they were very nice, and I went on. But he had done it, I call it the toasted look, and there's a wee bit at the end, you'll see why. But it's burnt, they do it with the burner. And so I decided to, in the meantime of course I had so many blanks, turning blank bowls, and I've never got a lathe, blanks are no good to me, so I put them up for sale. I put them on cheap enough. There's about 7 blanks in total, 4 of them were ash and 3 were mahogany. Put them on, and ended up straight away with a chap on the message looking to buy them. And they came in and bought the 7 off me. I put them on for £10, and he came on and asked me if it was £10 each. £10 for a lot, so that was it. It was very good. I liked taking £10 for each one, but yeah, I don't know what they cost nowadays. Back in the day, I think they were about, when you were buying them like that, they were costing about something like about £4 or £5. So I said, no, I'll just get rid of them. They're taking up space. So they came and bought them, and it's a chap who's no long taken up, turning belonged to a club, and we got speaking. And he was asking if I had any tools and whatnot. I says, no, I've got rid of all the tools. I said, so. But anyway, as he was going away, I went, oh gee whiz, I says, I think I had one from way back, and it's a multi-point tool for hollowing bowls. I says, it's still in there. I says, it's a rubber sorbet, it's a good tool. It's an old tool, but it's a good tool. And I had something in amongst that, the 3 bits that went for the end for it. So, he says, if you come across it, he says, give me a shout, I'll be interested, depending on what you're looking for it. And so anyway, I eventually found it, and gave him my message, and sure enough he came across and bought it, and so that was it. I didn't take much off him for it, but very good, rubber sword, but you can't beat them, like, you know. But before I priced it, I kind of looked up online to see what things were, kind of, and I was on the eBay in particular looking at the price of second-hand tools, turning tools and woodworking, that type of thing. And you see some strange things on that, strange prices too. People don't know where they value things and whatnot, but they'll not get anywhere what they're looking for some of it, like, you know. Problem, like all these things, turning is a progressive form of work, and there's always new tools being developed all the time, superseding old ones, and it's a moving thing, it keeps going, and so if you're into that game, and any kind of game like woodworking at all, there's always something to buy. It's no matter where you go to, what show you go to, what you do, you'll find something to buy and come home with. You want to, that's what it's all about, and away you go and try it out and everything. But so I priced it really reasonable for the chap, because it's just that way. I'll never use it again. Was it worth more than what I sold it for? Yes, but it'll just lie around, and what'll happen to it, God only knows. So got rid of it. Anyway, while I was doing all that, I had a look at these turbans, and I said to myself, well, seen that vase. I'll turn these into this. So I did so, and I'll show you one or two. And so I bored a 14mm hole down the centre, so just so far down, not all the way. Trimmed it to the angle it was, and went away and burnt them. Toasted them. And it's quite effective. I've noticed it cropping into a lot of different things nowadays, this graining. And I'm reminded of a time when I was a young boy, a young lad, and we used to put up quality fencing way back. And the postwork that went in the ground always had to be charred and tarred, depending on the timbers that were going in. But it was kind of practice for the firm I worked for at the time to char and tar a lot of their good quality work anyway, and just kept it. It was always at ground level that you have the problems with timber rot, where it comes out of the ground meets the air. So we did this, and so I remember the charring. I just quite enjoyed charring. It was done over a big bloody brazier back then, posts and all the rest. It was a heavy bloody game. But so anyway, got the old burner turned onto it, and yeah, quite happy with it. It worked reasonably well. Once you get some of them more successful than others, of course. Once you get the distance right and get the torch I've got is an old one, and so I think if you're doing something that you're really particular about, I think you would invest in a newish one, a more controllable flame that, as I say, that's an old thing. It's been hanging around for a few years, so it's not just as easily adjustable as I'd imagine the new ones are, and you can get the distance right and do things right. But as an effect, yeah, it's very good, very, very good. So we did this, and so as I say, distracted, got into other things. And while I was at this, I did these, made up these tea light holders. Same again, burning. Watch not set things on fire, by the way. The son says to me, there's that much flammable stuff in here. Well, I was doing it outside now, I won't do it inside, if at all possible. But these worked out quite nice. And I gave them it should have been something like Danish oil or something like that, but I've not got any Danish oil, I have teak oil. So they got a liquid teak oil, and you could varnish them, I suppose. All I've got to do is find somebody who's willing to give me some money for them. Well, that's the difficult part, like, you know. I've stuck them on the marketplace, but I don't think Scotland's caught up with toasting yet, so I need to wait. I'm probably ahead of my time here, like everywhere else in the world I think's up to it, but yeah, I'm just that little bit too far ahead of myself. But anyway, while I was playing around with that, I said, you know, it's a toasting thing. I said, I'm going to make myself a bit of toast. I was getting hungry at the time. Toast and jam. So this I did. It worked quite well actually. Quite effective. It's a bit of that chestnut oak that is extremely light, dead, and some resin with some colour through it, and that. It's not. As a first shot, it's all right. Could you cut it and serve it to somebody? Well, you never know. I don't really know. The jam didn't work as well as I did put what I wanted to be kind of. The colour's not actually dead on either. So, but you trial and error. If I was doing it again, I would try something a little bit different. But I'm quite pleased. It's all right. It amuses me, keeps me amused. Playing, that's the thing. It's all about playing. Right? It distracts. Yeah, I just love it. Just play around with it, and so I've got I put this plinth together too out of a couple of pieces that were there, and so my idea is to try and make up one of these resin balls. I've got a mould there, a glass mould, a ball mould, that I'm going to try and cast a resin sphere inside it. Oops, and put some colour through it, so we'll see what happens. But I'm still, as I say, the sticks are behind me. And if the weather's not good, I can't get out there anyway, and so here is where I am. So that's it. Bag up to date. No real progress, just a bit of juking around. It's been fun. It keeps me, as I say, it keeps me amused and enjoyed. I hope everything's alright with you, and we'll leave you to it. Painkiller time, I think. Yeah. Stay off the morphine. The morphine's it's good. Oh, it is good. Yeah, you could get used to that stuff, like, you know, liquid morphine business, like, you know. Yes, you could have chill out with that one, definitely. Anyway, all the best. We'll catch you again. Cheers.